Hi, we are diving into writing this week. So let's talk for a minute about the writing process. We talked last week about the reading process, SQ3R, and I wanted to give you some steps today as you begin writing so that you can successfully complete an essay. So just like with SQ3R, there are 5 steps to the writing process that we are going to talk about today. So before you begin though, before step 1, you have to read the writing prompt, okay? Figure out what it says. What is it asking you to do? What is it asking you to write about, right? Lots of my students lose points because they don't answer the question in the prompt, okay? The prompt is not suggestion, right? Whatever you think, maybe or maybe not related to this. No, the prompt is important. You need to answer the questions that are in the prompt. Okay, so figure out what your prompt says. That happens before step 1. If you're unclear ever about the prompt that you are writing about, you have to ask some questions of your professor. Okay, so ask me a question. Miss Gilbert, I don't understand this. What do I need to do? And I will help you figure out the question of the prompt. But that happens before step 1. Okay, step 1. Step 1 is brainstorm. Okay, so our first essay is you're going to write a narrative essay about a first, right? And there's a list of first options there. But before you start writing, you brainstorm about what you're going to write about, okay? And we do this for a couple of reasons. One, it helps you make sure you have enough stuff that you're writing about, right? Because all of us have written an essay and we get maybe we're supposed to have 300 words and we get through 200 words and we have no more words to write about, okay? It's not good, right? So brainstorming will prevent that from happening because I realize when I'm brainstorming, oh, actually, I don't have a lot to say about this, right? So I'm going to pick something else. Okay. It also helps us figure out what we're going to talk about, right? Which is important because we're about to have to write about it. So take a minute before you start writing, right? You read the prompt and then you brainstorm. So you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can free write about it. My favorite way is just to start making a list, right? That will eventually become my outline. So I like to kind of have things listed out and then I can kind of tweak my list from there. Then step 2, so step 1, brainstorm. Step 2, organize. So I'm going to take whatever I wrote and I'm going to organize it into an outline. Most of my students do not outline before their essays. And this to me is such a critical step for organized, clear writing. Okay, if you have gotten stuck before, right? Or you think, have I covered everything? Or have I missed something from the prompt? Outlining takes away all of those fears because you know exactly what you're going to talk about first and second and third and last. And if you write a really quality outline that I'm going to teach you how to do, writing is so much easier because you follow the outline that you have created and it's all there for you. You just kind of have to put stuff in the middle of your outline. I love it so much. Outlining is the best. Okay, let's all start outlining more. So step 1, brainstorming. Step 2, organize or create an outline. Step 3, write. And you just write. Do not edit yourself as you're writing this very first draft. Just get it on the paper, right? I'll be watching my students as they're writing their first draft and they'll stop and they'll say, what's a better word here? Or I'm not sure that this comma goes here or whatever like that, right? They're editing themselves in the middle of writing. Don't do that, right? It will kind of quelch your creative flow. So don't do that. Just get it on the page. When I'm writing, right? I've written thousands of essays. And when I write my first draft, I make tons of grammar errors, right? This isn't the time to worry about grammar. I'll worry about that as I revise in the next step. Right now, the goal is to get my thoughts out of my head and onto the paper. That's it, okay? So, step 1, brainstorm. Step 2, organize. Step 3, write. Not edit, just write. Step 4, edit. Okay, so in step 4, I'm going to edit my paper. And I'm going to check for a few things. I'm going to check for organization, right? Hopefully your teacher has given you this rubric, right? So you can see, hey, what's my teacher going to care about? And then you can edit according to the rubric. But if not, you need to ask your teacher so you can know what are the things that are important to you as you're grading. But so I'm going to edit for content. Did I follow the prompt? Did I say everything that I was going to say about the prompt? Did I follow my outline? Those things happen in content. I'm going to check for grammar. Is everything in here correct grammatically? Because if my teacher can't understand me because I'm not using proper grammar, then it's not going to go well for me. Even if I have great content, that's not coming across because my grammar is poor. And then I'm also going to check for unity and organization. The outline, right, has given me an organization. Did I follow it? Or did I make some changes? This especially matters if you have an ABC in your thesis and then you don't follow ABC. You do BAC or something like that, right, for your 3 points. Not good. We need to make sure that our organization is solid. So, we'll talk more about each of these steps in depth, but I wanted to just create a quick overview, right? After you revise, you rewrite, right? Make those corrections to your paper. Oops, that's step 5. Rewrite. And then you can go over steps 4 and 5 many times. I recommend that personally. I do several revise, rewrite steps for every essay that I submit. And that'll just, every time it keeps getting better. So, that is the writing process. I hope you work hard on writing your next essay, and if you have any questions, let me know.